time for The View, America.
The Robert Durst shockers keep on coming. Was he ready to take the money and run in disguise? And is he being eyed in 2 new disappearances? And here's a first. The larger-than-life Bill Clinton campaigning to be Mr. First Lady.
Bill for First Lady 2016.
She hit high notes in Phantom and lives the low life in Shameless.
Shut up, Frank.
But what made Emmy Rossum totally lose her mind the other night? And major spoiler alert, if you haven't caught Empire yet, Malik Yoba is telling you all about the season finale shocker that had people screaming at the TV last night.
I'm here now for you. We still have this. You're still my family, Jay.
This is The View with Whoopi, Nicole Wallace, Rosie Perez.
And today, Raven-Symoné and Rhea are jumping in the co-host chairs.
It all starts now.
To The View, y'all. Welcome to The View. Now, you know, there were 2 great things on television last night. One was the ABC special of The Sound of Music, which I actually watched later in the night, and it brought a tear to my eye because I loved seeing, I forgot, you know, how it gets you. But the other thing that we're going to be talking about later on is the Empire season finale. Because Malik Yoba, who plays Vernon, will be here having a heated discussion about what happened last night. But until then, we're here, and you cannot make the Robert Durst case up, child. Authorities now say he was ready to go on the run with 300 grand in cash, a mask, and a woman's ID to change his identity. Plus, he's reportedly being eyed in the disappearance of 2 other women. I'm telling you, if somebody's missing, they're going to start checking Durst. You know?
Well, you know, this is not the first time he's changed his identity. In the Jinx, it was revealed, and also in the papers, that he did so when he went down to Tuxie's. And he changed his identity.
That was when he chopped up the guy, right?
Yeah, that's when he first killed him, shot him, and then
he
chopped him up. And so...
Allegedly.
No, he passed that one.
That's when he went to trial for.
Rosie, tell us why he confessed. Because what else was he going to do with the body?
Yeah,
right?
that's what he said. Because he shot him in self-defense, and then he said he had to, cut him up because what else was he going to do with the body? But he was...
And they acquitted him.
And he acquitted him. He got off. He got off. But
I don't even like talking about him. So wait, but you're the Durst expert. Does the changing of the identity, is this like something he does before he kills? Because I think he does it
after.
Ready to go.
He does it after, when he was on the run.
So after he thinks he's going to get caught?
Yes, he did, afterwards.
Remember that movie when Nicolas Cage and John Travolta trade faces?
Face Off.
That's what I feel like he's getting ready to do, like change faces with somebody.
That's him. That's him for sure.
I do remember that, but I don't know.
He had a mask. He had like surgical gloves. Maybe he was gonna.
And he had 300 grand.
You can buy a new face for that.
And he's played a mute woman before.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Well, that's what he dressed in. Yeah.
He dressed as a mute woman, and people believe that he was so.
Yeah. So it's not going to end. So we're going to keep talking about it, but we just want you to know what else was in the mix. Now, Hillary Clinton, on a totally new subject. Hillary Clinton supporters have come up with a new campaign to encourage voters to put the Clintons back in the White House in 2016 for the Bill for First Lady campaign. Okay? Did you get that?
Years ago, and the next day on my phone, I get this message. This woman says, "Oh, could you please hold for Hillary Clinton? She'd like to thank you." And I'm like, "Well, this is my best friend Amanda. How hilarious, right?" So she gets on the phone and she goes, "Hi, it's Senator Clinton." I go, "Well, hello, Senator Clinton. How are you?" She goes, "Well, I just wanted to thank you." And I said, "Of course you did." Then I'm like, "Oh, it's really Senator Clinton." she thinks I'm cuckoo. Yeah. She called me the next day to thank me.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant woman.
But the question is this for Hillary or against Hillary?
It's for Hillary.
is this sarcasm against or for? And so I think either way, it's pretty funny.
It's kind of an it's attention getting.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want when you're trying to get somebody elected. Yeah.
Right, and you know, I'm obsessed with this topic of what we will do with our first ever first dude. I've written 3 novels about a fictional female president, and I have as much fun writing my fictional first ever first dude, because I don't think they'd have to like pick China. I mean, the first lady, we love our first ladies, and they deserve our love because they have to do a lot of crummy things. They have to pick China, they have to decorate the Oval. It's really an antiquated list of responsibilities that fall to the first lady. Planning state dinners.
Roosevelt.
Well, and they all,
wonderful.
well, but she had those responsibilities too. They all take on incredible initiatives that totally exceed the parameters of the job. But I am obsessed with seeing a woman, I hope it's a Republican woman, so that I can watch the husband. Like, what will he do all day? He will not pick China. I mean, he will not,
what his suit is like?
No.
I mean, do we care if the first dude's butt gets bigger over the 4 years?
No, we won't.
Do we care if his arms are like flabby?
And would we care? You know, Hillary Clinton's political problems began when she tried to push universal health care as first lady. I'm not for universal health care, but I wasn't offended that a first lady was pushing a policy initiative. But a lot of sort of the ill will on the right toward Hillary has its roots in her push for universal health care. If Bill tried to push a policy, I doubt people would be offended.
Well, but here's the thing: that and you and I have talked about this. If all the health care that the senators and congressmen and everybody else have were the same health care that we had, I'd probably be annoyed that they were trying to, you know, push something else too. But we don't have any health care. We pay for their health care, and damn it, I'm keeping mine. I'm keeping my health care. No, it's crazy. I want their stuff. But
I think that it's interesting. I would love to see Bill Clinton as the first dude, just because I remember him and all of the antics that went around him, and just the fact that he's a jazz musician, and that was the first time I connected with presidents at all. I've met many presidents, but Bill was fun. He was interesting, and I know I would vote if I saw him as first man, first dude. That's
Stop
what it is.
saying first dude. Don't say first dude.
You know, I say that. Todd Palin was the first dude of Alaska, and he was a phenomenal first dude. No, he was. And if you know, we all have our issues with Sarah Palin, but he really was sort of a model. Yeah, I said it. But he was a model kind of first husband. He was an unbelievable father. I mean, he had all of his own stuff, but he was really, so, I mean, there are very few examples, but...
what are we going to call him?
The first dude.
Well, doesn't he get to...
We got it?
I'm going to call him the first cat. That's me.
That works.
Scientists say that they have learned how to develop a wine that alters its own DNA, so it will not give you a hangover. Now, there are some wine folks at the table. And
the
so I'm
hangover
just asking.
is the only thing that makes you stop pouring. I mean, this is terrible. I don't want anything. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with hangover-free wine. That would be like calorie-free chocolate.
But you know, I know that works worse with hangover. You take 2 Advils before you go to sleep. You won't have a hangover.
Yeah, I know the trick, sweetie, but I don't want any.
No, okay, red or white.
I learned a few jobs. That's true.
Why would you not want calorie-free chocolate?
Because I would eat so much, we would have like a cocoa deficit in the globe.
Yeah, I like that.
Believe me.
Or she'd be your complexion. And if she ate 5 more years, then she turned into me. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
The biggest leading men in Hollywood pull in billions at the box office. Find out how they're all coming up short next.
The investigation into Secret Service drunk driving accident at the White House continues, and congressional sources say that White House surveillance tapes may have been destroyed. Secret Service Director Joseph P. Clancy assures that there will be an accountability for all of this. But, you know, this can't be an easy gig.
It's not an easy gig. Just the thought that you could be killed every single day is really tough if you think about it, but also that you're responsible for the commander-in-chief's life. That you have to throw yourself in front of him to protect him from being shot, killed in any kind of manner. That would drive somebody to drink.
Yeah,
I understand that, but I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that it's understandable. And when he appeared in front of the Congress, he said, this is a problem. Not all of Secret Service does this, but it is a problem, and we have to address the problem. We can't just say you guys are bad for doing it.
Right.
What can we do about it?
Any kind of pressure like that on any human being is going to create a vice that is harmful to themselves, and I feel bad for them taking on a responsibility like that. You need to maybe watch House of Cards and figure out what else to do to figure that out.
You know, I traveled all. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I totally respect what they do, but what's more irresponsible than drunk driving? I mean, you're guarding the president. You got to guard your life and everybody you come in contact with.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
But listen, I traveled all over the world with President Bush's detail, and these are some of the most extraordinary, selfless, brave, hot men you've ever seen, and women you've ever seen. Have you seen me? I did say, I whispered hot. In the cat suits. I don't know, sorry.
Service wear cat suits?
Yeah. I mean, not like Batwoman cat, but like cat. Like, cat is an acronym for something, but they're very attractive. Believe me. But I digress. My point is, the Secret Service, some people have tried to say this has to do with one president or another. It's not. This is a culture that I think maybe just after 9/11 had so much responsibility, obligation, pressure put on it, that it seems to be cracking a little bit under the pressure and the scrutiny. They have a new leader. He testified before Congress. And I think he's maybe taking a little bit of time, but I do think there is an awareness of some of these problems that you're talking about. Of course, drunk driving is an abomination. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in the car, because you can, that's a terribly dangerous weapon.
Uber for. That's what they created Uber for.
I'm with you.
Why did the Secret Service call Uber?
I think if you're tasked with protecting the most powerful person in the world, you don't think you need Uber. But that's the culture they're trying to change. And listen, I wish them success, because there is nothing more important than the people these guys protect.
And in the congressional hearing, he did say other Secret Service men deal with this differently. They turn to religion, they turn to other types of coping mechanisms. But what I did appreciate, that he put it on the table. He was honest, saying we have a problem.
It's the first step. It's the first step. I think they need to hire more women, because I think having a more gender diversity always improves the workplace like this. It's fraught with tension. Balance.
Well, maybe it's legal in... I was going to say, because, alcohol, I find, is a problem for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
It just, and you don't ever want to think that anybody on their job is toasted. You just don't want to think about that, and you don't want to think about... So it's nice that somebody finally said, yeah, these are normal human beings, and we deal with stuff differently, and we're going to take a look at it. And I just wanted to also say that I'm glad to hear that this is a problem that they've been aware of, because it did look for a little while like they didn't care about Obama. And I started was like, is this me thinking this, or is
these guys go in and serve 4, 5, 6 presidents throughout their career?
I know, but when was the last time anybody got over the fence to run into the White House? This guy has, look at it. President Obama's had a lot of stuff. But I'm glad to know that they're aware that there's an issue, that it has nothing to do with who's in the White House,
I don't think
which is
it
what you said. Now, an article in the Daily Mail just asked the question, why are the biggest male stars in Hollywood so short? Now, it claims that the days of strapping leading men like Sean Connery and Clint Eastwood have been replaced by actors of somewhat shorter stature, like Daniel Radcliffe, Tom Cruise, apparently. I don't know. Does size matter here?
Oh, my God.
Wow. So Eddie Redmayne, he's the one who played in...
Eddie Redmayne is amazing.
He's the theory of everything, right?
Right. He's 5'10".
Oh, my God, they're all short. Give me a man over 6 feet tall.
Excuse me, they're all...
5'10" is pretty good. If you get too tall, then it looks kind of weird. Like
everybody's the same size lying down in bed, okay?
All I can say is is, I'm not mad at Daniel Craig. He could be short every day of the week.
That's
I don't
right.
care. That man is fine as hell.
Is it in the generational changes of, like, is it in the evolution of just men in general?
Well, if
in
that's
the world?
true, men are going to be this big. We're going to be right back with even more hot topic.
Think your friends aren't the sexting type? Wrong. Shocking new stats that show.
My research on her, I don't know a lot about her just because of my age and not all up in the mix.
So really, really quick, one more thing.
I want to know
she
more
was
about
she was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Clinton, and she said in her interview for Elle magazine that they asked her what was it like. She said it was a little bit like being a bride walking out in the Rose Garden. So if you read about her, look at the video when she made her nomination. The other person I was most moved by was the youngest person in the room. Her name's Elise Stefanik. She is the youngest person to ever serve in the United States Congress. She is a Republican woman.
Yes.
I invited everyone.
Did you invite her?
I invited
Come on, Elise.
everyone I saw. I invited.
Come
So
on,
you'll-
hang
you'll-
out with
you'll
us.
be single.
See if you can play at the table, girl.
Oh, and I'm in Elle magazine.
Are you?
In April. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
Better than the girl in the front of the...
Well, they wanted me to wear that bathing suit. I'm like, nah, I'm a Republican.
Republicans don't wear bikinis?
No, we go nude.
Speaking of which, dog owners already knew this, but scientists have found that the love hormone that proves dogs really do love their owners and will be their best friend for the rest of their life. Now, Nicole, you know, is this news to you?
No, and when I came home last night at 1 in the morning, well, you told me they probably heard me. You always ruin my theories with science. I'm very romantic. But, you know, they smelled me and I walked in and they kissed me all over.
What
so
kind of dogs do you have?
I have 2 Vizslas. They're
Yeah,
so
there's
cute.
honey.
They are.
There's
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, but
That's honey.
I think it's real. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think it's real. I've seen a lot of different studies where they say dogs know when their owners are coming home like 10 or 15 minutes before they're actually on their way there. I've seen that somewhere. I know I'm not crazy, but they'll be there waiting.
But what
and
would
waiting.
the science be?
It's not only the smell, it's also their hearing is very acute. But also, there are a lot of scientists and animal activists that state that they feel that animals, specifically dogs, have the emotional intelligence of a 4-year-old.
I thought you were going to say of a husband.
Same thing.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't be man's best friend. But anyway, the thing is that when people debate, like, oh, do dogs really listen to you? Yes, they do. You know, when people say, oh, you're silly to think that your dog is like your child, well, you know, there is a real emotional intelligence that's going back and forth, and we just have to respect that.
Yeah,
We have to
you
respect
It
respect.
happens
just
with
like-
cats. If I was away,
No.
my cat would. No. It happens with cats. No. Okay. It would.
ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
If I came home, like your dog greeted you at the door, if I came home and I had been gone for a week, in the morning my cat would poop in front of my door.
Well,
to say,
you're
like,
saying that-
don't ever leave me again
Yeah.
and welcome home.
Well, this takes us to the next thing, because on the other hand, scientists also found that the only species that has failed to show any outward signs of forgiveness at all is the damn cat. And they remember. It's like I have to say to the fool I live with, look, I'll be back in a little while. He knows I'm lying. I know I'm lying. He's mad. He leaves a little Tootsie Roll on the pillow. That's what he does.
But they express themselves. Look at him.
Yeah.
What kind of cat do you have?
Mine are all strays. I mean, they're all mixed. They're all.
He'd like to be a stray. He tells people he's a stray. You know how
Your cat is like a graduate student.
I
Your
know.
cat is so smart. It's
But
ridiculous.
he wants to, you know what it is? You know how you sometimes get rich kids and they really want to be from the ghetto? That's my cat. Okay? He wants to be a stray. He wants to be outside, fighting with people. It's like, you don't have any claws, chump. You'll lose. He's crazy. But you know, sometimes...
He's also like a vampire, your cat. You're like, where is he? Like, right there.
He doesn't fool around. Now, you know, sometimes I like to get on the internet periodically, and sometimes I find stuff, and I just want to share with folks. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but we think you should check this out.
Okay, before we get to anything, I want to talk about last night.
Okay.
You at the Knicks game, you were a hot mess. Can we take a look at some few pictures? You were
very emotional.
Emotional?
Okay, in my defense, not that I'm literally tearing my hair out. We were playing the Spurs. We're playing the Spurs. They're the defending champions, and we are currently kind of a hot mess team as well. And the fact that we beat them in overtime, I mean, I went through literally a roller coaster of emotions.
I love that you say we, like you're playing on the team. That's so
Oh, I am a member.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do feel like we are united.
In full disclosure, I believe I've seen Phantom of the Opera 200 times.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I love it, and your waist is as tiny in person.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Very impressive.
So you've sat on panels and you've talked a lot about the sex you have as Fiona on Shameless.
I don't have it. She has it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
That your character has, and it's more than just sex. It's part of the arc of the story. It's part of your character's story. Is that ever hard or awkward? I can't imagine it as a.
Rephrase that. It
That's
seems dirty. Okay, sorry.
That's the weirdest thing is I think you're so comfortable and used to seeing sexuality as just a given, as a part of a male character, that when you see it as a woman being so comfortable and confident with her body as a character, it takes you back, but I love that it's so much a defining characteristic of how she communicates, how she expresses herself. I love that, this is like a dirty, lower income household, so it's not
So there's no like agent
sexy.
provocateur.
No, there's no lingerie. There's awkwardness and there's physical communication, and I guess we like to show all of the character, not just the parts that are the most easy to watch.
Yeah.
Or I guess that's
well, you said dirty long. I thought the reason why I love the show, it just makes everyone else seem normal in the world.
Totally.
I really do.
This is the most dysfunctional, weirdest family ever, but they have this love. And what I love about the character is she has a kind of a Madonna whore complex. Like she's as slutty as she is nurturing and kind and bold and vulnerable, and she's a hot mess. I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's Throwback Thursday today, and long before Phantom of the Opera, okay, you actually sang with the children's choir at the Metropolitan Opera.
I did.
And before that, you love to sing in the shower. I think we have a clip.
I always love to sing. By the way, why was my mom filming me in the shower? That's super creepy now that I'm thinking about it.
No, but you do still sing in the shower?
I think I sing in the car, I sing in the shower. I'm just that annoying person who breaks
At the
into
gym with your
song.
earphones in, you're like,
I sing
just because
out
I
loud.
can't hear me, I know they can, but it doesn't stop me.
Like, this is my heartbreak song. Yeah, totally. Yeah, out loud.
Was Macaulay Culkin, though, really your first crush around that age, or was that later?
Probably. Him and Harrison Ford. So I had very different types. But I remember I would watch Home Alone or Tomb Raider, not Tomb Raider, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I would pause the television on like a screen cap when the guy looked cute, and I would go to the television and I would kiss it. And I remember, when you kiss something electric, you get like static electricity. So at 7 or 8, I figured that's what kissing feels like.
That's so funny.
So cut to, I'm like 15 and I have my actual first kiss, and I didn't feel that. I was a total letdown. I was super bummed.
All right. Before we go, we wanted you to, all right, take your little paddle.
Okay.
All right, we want to get your thoughts on some questionable activity. And you
Shameful
tell
or
me if
shameless?
it's shameless or shameful. Okay? All right. PDA, public display of affection.
Shameless, that's okay.
That's okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Well, it depends how far you take it. Sometimes it can be no.
Okay.
No, yes.
Peeing with the door open.
Really?
I don't know. I've never done that in my
When your
entire life. I
apartment
could
alone.
never do
Okay,
it.
shameful. You shouldn't do that.
No. Shameful.
I do it all the time.
You do?
Oh,
Yeah.
sexting. No.
Sexting? No, not for you.
By the way,
Okay.
this
All
is
right.
the hacker era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No naked pictures, no sexting.
I'm with you,
No.
yeah.
No.
Okay, name dropping to get a reservation at a restaurant.
No. Except if I'm dropping my own name.
Well, you know what? I think you're adorable, and I'm such a big fan of yours and of the show. William Macy, tell him I said hello. Our thanks to Emmy Rossum. Shameless airs Sunday nights on Showtime, and we will be right back. Thank you.
I'm still wrapping my head around what happened on Empire last night, and Malik Yoba talks about just how much it blew him away. Next.
Did you see the season finale of Empire last night? I'm telling you, you saw this coming? I don't know. Major spoiler. If you haven't seen it, you need to leave the room right now.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, get up and go. There's a clip. Take a look. The man who just got hit on the head, the fabulous Malik Yoba. Come here, Malik. Okay, before I ask you this other question.
My head hurt.
Dude, so like, what the?
That's what I said. I mean, you know, TV's crazy. I'm blessed to have, this is my 13th series, so that's more than most people ever have the opportunity to do. But I was in Ferguson working on a documentary. And I got a call 5 days after the first episode aired. So Lee called and said, Maliki, we're gonna have to kill off. We're gonna have to.
End of your name.
We're gonna have to kill off Vernon. And I was like, dude, do you know where I am right now? Like, I'm down here doing this work. I had set up a screening for the Urban League in St. Louis, where we raised, actually, for the Save Our Sons program, $1.25 million.
Well, I tell you.
So the juxtaposition of like, Vernon's gonna die when I'm down doing this meaningful work.
That was amazing.
Was very difficult.
But I do feel like even though characters on Empire get killed off, they're never gone.
Never.
They come back in hallucinations.
That's right.
And hallucinations and flashbacks and investigations.
And we didn't see you actually die. We heard him say, well, I don't think he has a pulse, but you know, he's a little ill anyway.
And Lucia says all those crazy, like, off-the-books doctors.
That's
so
right.
I feel like anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Now,
y'all
you
enjoying
worked
the show,
with
though?
this baby? You and Raven go way back?
We go way back, yes.
How way back?
I was That's So Raven.
He was on That's So Raven.
You were on That's So Raven?
But I think he did it because...
Is that it? That's
he played a Guinness Book of World Records checker, and they were doing ping pong, but you did it because your daughter loved the show.
My daughter loved the show. All three of my kids loved the show, and so it, you know, it was, you know, we got to satisfy. Yeah,
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And then he brought me in to tell everybody that, you know, I'm here as Olivia again. So
That's right.
Uncle Vernon and me go way back. You ain't my daddy. You're not my baby's daddy, right?
I could be. I could be.
Do your kids watch Empire and love it? And
they do. You know that actually, my oldest goes to school right down the block at LaGuardia High School. So she, that's right. Give it up for Rhea, Yoba, Rhea. They do, and they're in high school and middle school, so all their friends watch it. So it's kind of cool to be on something that they can actually,
such a phenomenon.
friends appreciate.
They had to have been very young when you were on New York Undercover, which I think was the first.
They weren't born yet.
They weren't even born yet.
They weren't born. Wow.
And that was groundbreaking.
Can we talk about?
Yes,
everything.
Wow.
Damn, we were babies. That's not me behind him, but I'm just saying.
But that was groundbreaking, and you took on a lot of the same sort of story, you know, the same issues that are being taken on Empire. Do you think that the times were just more ripe for a show like this now?
I mean, to this day, any New York Undercover fans? So, you know, for me, social media is the big game changer, which lets the world know how people really feel. But for me, my social media was actually meeting people socially for years that look just like this demographic in the room that love that show. So I'm glad that finally folks realize that Brown, there's power in Brown.
And somewhere between New York Undercover and Empire, you found time to create Iconic 32. Will you tell us?
Iconic 32 is a lifestyle innovation firm that my partners and I started basically we use pop culture to promote social good. So last night, like while we had at Bounce Sporting Club, we hosted a screening of the finale, and it benefited the Prison to College Pipeline program from John Jay, and we raised a few $1,000s to support that program. And the synergy was, you know, Cookie is a formerly incarcerated woman, and so the idea that we can like use the power of pop culture to drive social change.
Well, can we drive a little social change right now?
Yes.
Can we drive a little bit? So I have a secret about Malik that only his, I'm gonna call myself a friend, knows. He can sing. And he can play the guitar. And it happens on stage. So can you
like
please?
my guitar. Oh my God.
Can you sing for us? I know Terrence isn't here.
What's that?
I know Terrence isn't here. I've seen I saw the video on the internet, yeah.
Can y'all hear this? So I wrote this when I was about 20 years old.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. For no one in particular, but it seems fitting since there was a death. Baby, I'm sorry.
Woo!
I didn't mean to make you cry. When you showed me a better love, I will never find no simple reason we.
Caroline, you have some stand-up dates in Palm Springs at the Cobra and the Venetian in Las Vegas.
Yes.
We got all the info on the website thanks to Caroline Ray for co-hosting. Raven-Symoné will be back tomorrow. Everybody else have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy the view.